wearing a pair of shades in the dark at night at home. Anyway, I want to bring up a topic about how your brain has something called an inhibitor neuron. All right. So this is related to how if you're hearing, let's say, the sound of a fridge. When you first buy a fridge, you can hear that sound because it's something different, especially if it's close by to you, right? And over time, it's just going to go down and down and down until you're not even aware of it, until you bring your attention towards the sound of the fridge. Same thing happens with at my apartment. The fan, there was a ventilation fan, and it's meant to turn off at a certain point, and it was just on the whole time. And the only reason I realized it was on was because of the fridge, the fridge humming, right? And it got me thinking about how in my apartment there's some construction happening in my apartment, and there'll be different sounds, the saw, there'll be fucking hammers and shit like that. And when I was working, I'm like, fuck, how am I gonna focus with all this ruckus outside? But over time, I'm just able to focus because my brain just kind of figured out, oh, okay, that stimulus, it's not important for the conscious mind to be aware of. So let's just keep doing your own thing. And how does this relate to just in terms of marketing and advertising? It's just that there's a concept called banner blindness. And because it's basically that when people are so accustomed to banners, they kind of just like be blind to adverts because they see so many of them, right? The senses have seen that, okay, it's not very important. And then the relevance factor over here in terms of the inhibitor neuron, things falling into the backside, in the background, is the importance of standing out in your creative, in your messaging, especially with the creative because that's more visual, and also with the video. Because I've got another client where they tested out a different hook where they use like a viral meme, and then the transition just matches whatever the message is in the creative in terms of the video. There'll be that transition, like maybe someone does a backflip or they're gonna fall and then boom, it transitions to whatever the client is talking about in terms of their product. So yeah, that's something that intrigued me in terms of the concept of an inhibitor neuron and things falling into the wayside in the background. Stand out, capture that attention, transfer that attention into some kind of action, just like my client does. But yeah, don't fall in the background. Don't be background noise like a fridge or a saw or a hammer in a construction site.